YouTube? Jeremy here with Simple Little Life. Two new projects slash tools I'm going to be working on. The first one is this here, I don't know how you say this company. Oh, Karcher pressure washer. Got this from my brother-in-law. One thing I really liked about this one is it has the nice Honda, nice white tank Honda. That's usually their top of the line engines. And this is the GX200, 6.5 horse. Should be a good little pressure washer just for what I need to do out on the farm, but it didn't come with a hose basically. So here's where the high pressure hose goes to. So I'm gonna try and source one of those tomorrow. And the engine runs. I've never seen it actually pressure wash, and it didn't have a wand or anything like that. Now I did find another wand in the scrapyard, and I'm gonna see if I can get some fittings and make it all work. But what we're gonna kind of fiddle with today. This is my garage in the house that we are leaving. Yeah, nice suburban garage. Everything you'd ever want, except I have a lathe and a mill under the plastic there. I guess most people that live in the suburbs don't have that stuff in their garage. And a barn cat. That's Bob the cat. He's gonna be our barn cat and little kitten right now. So he's in here right now keeping me company. But this is a chainsaw I purchased, let's say like 7 years ago when I lived in Rockyford. I bought it used. I'm not sure how old it is, what year it is, or anything about it really, but it worked really well when I had it. Apparently it had a lot of hours when I got it way back in the day, but it still ran really well. Then I ended up trading it to my brother-in-law for a case of warm Pilsner. I don't know why that was a prerequisite, but it was. He gave me a case of warm Pilsner, and I gave him the saw. And then just today, I brought him a case of warm Pilsner, and he gave me the saw back. So we'd worked up a trade, and we actually did it today. So this thing kind of keeps swapping hands between my brother-in-law and myself. Chainsaw, case of warm beer. Sounds good to me. Anyways, apparently he had tried sourcing a chain for this bar, and when he'd called around, they said this bar was obsolete. I don't know what that means, but they couldn't, you'd have to get a new bar for it with the chain. Just feeling this, it does feel like it's a little bit worn out anyways. So I think maybe a new bar is a good idea. And there are markings on there, but it's very difficult to read what type of a chain we would be after. So basically tomorrow morning, I'm going to be taking this into Alberta Forest and Lawn in Calgary, and I'll bring the bar and then the saw, and I'm gonna see if they can't set me up with a decent a bar and two or three new chains, so I can get this thing fired up and roaring. It does runs really well. I just need the cutting part of it. So anyways, we're just gonna give this a little cleanup and make it a little bit more suitable to bring into town. So not gonna really get too crazy. Just gonna clean out all this sawdust and dirt and gunk. The one nice thing I did like, again, is I fired this thing up and I ran it for, I don't know, 15 seconds. And in that time I could already see a good healthy pouring of the bar oil on here. So for a saw that, I mean, I haven't used for like 4 years, 5 years, it's been out of my possession, it's nice to see that. I know that at least it's really going to start putting juice to the bars, and obviously that's important to line up with the hole there that actually injects into the bar and makes it circulate. So anyways, we will, I'm kind of lacking on tools. I can't find a toothbrush. I've got all of these wood and metal brushes, but often for this stuff a toothbrush is a little nicer, but we'll have to make this work. And my air compressor is out on our land right now, so I don't have that either, but we're just going to clean some of this up and then take these covers off, just make sure it's all ready to go. So as soon as I do get a new chain, I can go ahead and start using it for a full day and not worry about it. So I'm not sure if it makes a difference or not, but I like to go through and just get all this crud out. Obviously this is a mixture of sawdust and oil and even gas. But I always feel better about starting something, piece of equipment, when I've kind of gone through it all and I know that, you know, at least from what I can do, it's good. And part of that for me is making sure I get it clean. Obviously as soon as I use it again, it's going to get dirty. But the other thing too is when you're working on your own equipment, when you take time to clean it very well, every nook and cranny, and dare I say intimately clean your equipment, you really start to notice wear spots, or for instance, like just rubbing all this stuff off here, you can see where the chain actually rides in here and where it's actually wearing as opposed to other parts of it. It kind of really gives you a much better idea of how your equipment's working. I don't know. And when you're operating, you can feel something. You'll feel a vibration or certain movement. You'll be like, oh, I know why that is. That's because this and this is happening. It can change the way you work the machine. Maybe it won't. But there's just something about knowing your tools, knowing your equipment that, I don't know, it really resonates with me, and I quite like it. I bought a Volkswagen Golf a long time ago, well, in 2000. It's actually 1999, and I bought a model year 2000 Volkswagen Golf, and it's stupid. I bought it brand new off the lot, which is a waste of money, but I remember popping the hood, and it's a big piece of plastic. And at the time I thought, ooh, that's cool, it's a brand new car. You know, obviously I was okay with spending the money on it, but looking back now, I'm like, that's kind of what I hate about new stuff, is that they're trying to disconnect you with your things. They're trying to just say, okay, you know, hand me the card, let's finance this, let's buy this and that. And this is just thing, you use it, you press the buttons, but no, you can't figure it out. You can't know what it's like inside. You can't know how it works. And it just seems that manufacturers have gone that way, and it really bugs me. I think there's something to be said for knowing everything you own, knowing it well, knowing how it works, knowing how to fix it, how to repair it. I don't know, that's just my sentiment. But anyways, we're gonna keep plinking along and see if we can't get all this crap out of here. Actually looks pretty clean. Just by looking at that plug, you can tell this has been a decent running engine for a two-stroke. Quite impressed. Still gonna buy a couple of these. Okay, now I did a little looking on the bar here, and you see there are markings here, and you can read this number quite clearly. The rest of them not so much. Don't know if the camera's gonna get this, but when I turn the bar this way, all the letters here really come, they just kind of pop. Turn this off. Let's see if you can see. So we can see there it's a 325 chain. It's an 18-inch bar, and it's a .050 thickness. So sometimes you just need to look a little deeper, different angles, and you can figure out what you need. So I'm pretty sure I can find a chain for this bar. However, this bar is quite badly mushroomed. You can see it there. it's no good to keep a chain running on there. So something happened, somebody ran out dry of oil. Also, I was watching the ball bearings in this spin around through this little window, and I think I'm missing a few of them, because you'll kind of see them in there, like that one there stuck. No, there it's gone now. There's another one going, another one. But basically, this end isn't operating correctly. It's getting really hot and it's starting to wear the metal now, so it is time to get a new bar. Alright guys, so we've gone and done a cleanup on the saw. Like I said, fairly quick cleanup. It's got the major bits of gunk in there, and then I went to Alberta Lawn and Garden and picked up a new bar. Now I believe, just checking online the specs for this saw, this originally came with just a 16-inch bar, but when I'd had it, it had a 18-inch, is what this one was. I don't even know what brand it is. Let's see, an FM, I'm not sure, but we got a 18-inch Husqvarna replacement bar. So I think this is going to be good. And as well, while we were there, I picked up some new chains, and they have a deal where you buy 2 chains, you get the third one for free. So I don't have any sharpening tools yet. I obviously need to get them, but for the work I have right now, 3 chains should certainly get me done. So we're going to go ahead and put the chain and the bar back on this here saw. Okay, so I've seen some saws will actually have the bar tension mechanism. There's a screw that goes right down in there. This one, I never knew this, I should have, but this one is actually a little, must be like a little worm wheel in there. And then this will slide your bar in and out. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. So as we crank this, moves this whole thing in. We should be ready for a chain. And actually this one, you actually put this cover on as you're tensioning it up. I know some of them are a little different, I believe, but that is how this particular model works.